In the United States, a violent crime occurs every 3 to 5 seconds. In some cases, lives are lost, and somehow children become unwilling witnesses to violent incidents where people die. What these children may be like in the aftermath of violence is the scope of this documentary. This is the 4200 block of Livingston Road in southeast Washington, D.C. In the fall of 1994, an auto chase down this road may have affected the children who witnessed it. The vehicle being chased attempted a high-speed turn at this corner and crashed into this stone wall. 4 men from the crashed vehicle quickly exited and ran down the street. However, 2 occupants from the chasing vehicle, which came to a screeching stop behind them, jumped out, produced automatic weapons, and began firing repeatedly. In the aftermath, 1 man lay seriously wounded at this location, the sidewalk of P.R. Harris Middle School. A second victim would succumb to the ripping bullets just yards from the first. He fell at this location. The third victim was pronounced dead at this location from a single gunshot wound to the head. Children soon gathered and stared in amazement at the lifeless body. Unfortunately, this is only one of the many ways in which children are exposed to violence. Jamil Jenkins shares his account of witnessing his friend's death.
It didn't sink in till like the next day, or actually when we went to the funeral, and I actually saw him in the coffin, and I saw them put him in the ground. But over a fight, he could have just walked away, and he'd still be living. But he took that chance, and that was the outcome. So that makes you think about, makes you think before you do stuff. You do things.
Less than 2 blocks away, in the parking lot of this liquor store, another drama unfolded. As a man entered his vehicle after leaving the liquor store, he was approached by another man who produced a handgun. The man demanded money. However, the robber could only imagine what would happen next. The would-be victim turns out to be an off-duty police officer who delivers 2 paralyzing shots to the robber's midsection. He fell here. Children were among some of the few who witnessed the incident. Melanie Pugin, a teacher in Springfield, Virginia, shares her observations of a young girl who saw her sister die.
A friend of mine passed away, and her sister saw it when she died. She would tell me how she kept having visions over and over again of the same thing happening. And it was a lot of questions as to where is my sister, what is she doing now, how could she leave me? But she gets angry for letting her feelings out when that's really what she needs to be doing.
Only a few feet away from where the police officer shot the would-be robber, a memorial reminds the community of a young lad who fell victim to a stray bullet. The incident leading to this memorial devastated the Congress Heights community in southeast Washington, D.C. 2 young girls were murdered by a male friend of their mother. The bodies were disposed of at this location. Several children were present when the bodies were discovered. One can only imagine the thoughts in the minds of the children who watched as the bodies were taken away. While children played in a park nearby, a teenager illegally obtained a vehicle, invited a police chase, and later crashed at this location. The young man was pronounced dead at the scene. At Accotink Academy in Springfield, Virginia, Child psychologist Dr. Fillmore shares his expertise on what the usual effects may be for the children who witnessed the preceding incidents.
The usual effects are nightmares. You might see them actually playing out the scene, either in their play, in maybe stories that they write, things that they draw. So one good way to diagnose or to assess whether or not violence has affected how children behave or feel is to actually witness their interactions with each other. But unless those things are done in a real good professional and quick way, the child is kind of left to figure these things out by themselves. And what you'll see is their academic, social, emotional, and vocational functioning gets affected in the long term.
As adults, we are leaders in the world of children. Children look up to us for guidance, love, and security. Therefore, we must do all we can to preserve their innocence.